Welcome to another episode of the INSOMNIACS podcast. I think this is episode 15. Yeah, 15. Nick isn't here today. I don't know why he's not here. I didn't even invite him to do this one. What a burn. But, Yage is here.
How's it going?
And, I don't know what we're going to talk about today.
We're going to talk about incest.
Oh, shit, that's my TV. Alright, well, first, I actually wanted to talk about the fact that they're rebooting the Mummy movies.
What the fuck are you talking about?
They're bringing back the Mummy movies with completely new casts.
That's retarded, dude.
And there are 3 different movies that are going to come out on it.
Wait, did they say who they're going to replace Brendan Fisher with?
Brendan Fraser? I can look, but I really don't know.
But it's going to be straight up.
Let's see, the Mummy reboot. I think it's right now. It's just all talk, so it's just like kind of like the Chevy Chase thing, coming back with the vacation movies and whatnot. Like those movies are supposed to be coming out now soon. So yeah, dude, it's gonna be stupid as fuck.
See, people are running out of ideas for movies.
Dude, you know what's cool? There's a lot of really sick ideas for video games, but there's not really any sick ideas for movies. Like there's always like new video game stories, and there's new they don't ever reboot a franchise of video.
No, they don't. Video games are always original. They always keep coming out with fresh shit.
Minus the movie, like games that come out, like Harry Potter's and the the shitty movies that they always come out with games for, and then they the like sports games are kind of repetitive, but besides that, I mean, every other something that's based on a story is hella fucking original in game. Like L.A. Noire was better than any other movie I ever fucking seen, and it had a cast of the most ridiculous.
I didn't even know that was a movie.
It's not a movie; it's a game.
It's a game.
Yeah, and it has a legit cast of people. Like 3/4 of the cast of Mad Men is in it. A couple people from Fringe are in it, and there's like a good amount of other actors that are noticeable. Like you recognize almost everybody in that game because they use this technology that brings out like their faces, so it looks real. It's a really good game, and it's a cop drama based in like the 30s or the 40s. It's sick as fuck. It's one of the better games, and I still haven't seen a movie that like matches the story to that game or anything. Well, there are some, but there's not anything recent that's coming out, and these things are coming out like all the time. There's like a new game coming out. Like, let me show you this new game coming out called Dishonored. It's about you're like a bounty hunter basically. I want to read the caption of it. We talked about it before on the podcast. It's basically like a game about assassinations, killing people and whatnot.
What
6/24. I don't know. Bethesda makes it. Same guys that made Skyrim. My listeners would understand. Skyrim. Those badass games, Fallout and whatnot. Those games make that. Okay, so basically here's a couple screenshots. If you go to Dishonored.com, you can look at what we're looking at. I'm just scrolling through a couple of the screenshots for this game. There's basically, alright, so you were once entrusted, you're the once entrusted bodyguard of the beloved Empress. So obviously it's like some woman in charge. Framed for murder, you became an infamous assassin, known only by the disturbing mask that has become your calling card. In a time of certainty, when the city is being besieged by plague and ruled by an oppressive government armed with neo-industrial technologies, dark forces conspired to bestow upon you abilities beyond those of any common man. But at what cost? The truth behind your betrayal is as murky as the waters surrounding the city, and the life you once had is gone forever. That is way better than any trailer to any fucking movie. Like, Any person can be excited about that. Even this little tagline: approach each assassination with precise first-person control and creatively combine your abilities and gadgets to eliminate targets with your own ruthless strategy. Improvise and innovate to defy your playstyle.
Wow. They're just the games seem to be just going more for the consumer. You know, more for what people want.
Not really, not all of them.
Well, like
Call of Duty's shit. But like these types of games are the ones I look. Like I look at the games that like nobody buys. I look at the games nobody knows about before they come out, because those are the games that people like actually put effort into. Those games in Call of Duty, fucking games that have sequels and they're just being rebooted. Do you know how easy it is to just copy the coding that you've been using and then just improve it just a little bit with a new engine? Like rewriting a whole new game every year, like Bethesda seems to be doing. Like they skip back and forth, yeah, from the Fallout franchise and Obsidian, but or not Obsidian, but Oblivion and the Elder Scrolls and whatnot. And what game has yielded more successful results than Bethesda in terms of ratings and Game of the Year recognition? There's not that many other companies that can hold that to their honor besides BioWare, who is the people who make Mass Effect, which also is usually over an 18th month process to create a game like that. It usually takes them 2 to 5 years to create some sick game. And the only other company that's really shown me anything sick is, besides like the 2K, is fucking San Diego Studios, the guys that do the MLB The Show games. Those guys are sick. 2K is legit. They have like a lot of good games. 2K is also the maker of Mafia, and they also do the BioShock games. So you can't really expect anything but good from those guys. They do the basketball games too and all that shit. So they're good. And Bethesda here, they're not even making just this game. There's another game coming out that they're promoting here soon. It's called Prey 2. I don't know if it's already out. It's basically you're a bounty hunter, and it's a sequel to an older game that I never played. Shit. You're basically you're a U.S. Marshal who starts the game a passenger of a flight and suddenly crashes on the sphere. The crash is shown in the original Prey. At the end of a short battle with some aliens, he is knocked unconscious, after which the plot jumps forward several years. U.S. Marshal Killian Samuels is now a bounty hunter on the alien world Exodus. Though he is aware of his profession and has retained his skills, he has no memory of what happened in the time that's passed since his abduction. He initially believes himself to be the only human on Exodus until he runs into another person, the protagonist of the original Prey, Domasi Tommy Tawodi, whom he has apparently met in the period he no longer remembers. Whoa. Killian then resumes his bounty hunter activities while recovering his memory. Now that sounds fucking sick. And that's another game that they're doing besides Prey 2.
That's just like a whole nother mindset.
That's a whole nother universe. And then on top of that, they're already talking about a sequel to Skyrim. Fallout's talking about making their game an MMO after the big lawsuit of somebody else trying to steal Fallout's idea.
Really?
And make a post-apocalyptic MMO game, but they took them to court and bought out their idea. So,
wow.
Like they.
When did this all come about? Was this kind of recent, or is this?
Maybe a couple months ago. All the nerds that listen, the man boys that I attract on the podcast would know what I'm talking about if they follow Bethesda or anybody like that on Twitter. Like you would know. Yeah, that's the news there in the gaming world. Let me check out my Johnny Vegas Daily, and we'll see what's out. What else is up that we can talk about today? If you guys have any topics that you guys want us to talk about on the podcast, you can always hit us up on Twitter and whatnot.
Please feel free.
Because we talk, yeah, we barely do the podcast, but like once or twice a month or whatever, but we always sit around and have conversations we don't record, which I plan on starting to record. I really want to just start recording all our conversations and uploading them. And maybe that could be a good thing on the podcast, but yeah, like, we want, like, topics. We can talk about anything, really. And it's,
You know, you
Easter,
guys...
Rudy? What?
You want to talk about Easter?
Easter.
How was your Easter yesterday?
I just stayed here, dude. I was, like, recovering from not sleeping the night before and, fucking drinking basically fucking 5 days in a row. So, I don't know, but, like, the fact that we just have a holiday like that is so stupid. Like, a holiday where it's about a demigod who's risen from the dead, but in the way you celebrate this crazy fucking, this ridiculous miracle that's supposed to happen, the way you're supposed to celebrate it is with
Easter bunnies and
Easter
eggs?
fucking giant bunnies where you sit on their lap and take pictures of them at the mall. With them at the mall. They're definitely pedophiles. And then
hell
colored eggs.
This motherfucker.
Colored eggs filled
himself.
with candy. No, filled with candy. Why would you do that?
Do you know what the Bible tells us, Rudy? Is that Easter should change its name to Happy Zombie Jesus Day.
Happy Zombie Jesus Day. Well, I mean, what I'm trying to say is, if you're seriously trying to, like, give thanks to the fact that this guy resurrected himself, why would you do it with colored eggs filled with fucking candy and giant bunnies? Why does that correlate at all to the fact that this dude has just done the impossible? Supposed to have done the impossible. Because it's all bullshit. That's why. Because all that shit was created by somebody doing a little bit too. Somebody just ate the wrong mushrooms at the wrong time, and they thought all this shit was happening. They wrote this fucking crazy, stupid bullshit. It's,
Do you know the story, Noah? Story of Noah, like in his ark?
Yeah, I know the story about Noah and his ark.
Do you know how many other religions share that same exact story?
I'm sure most of them do. I'm sure most of the religions were started by the same fucking idea. Like, I don't understand why religion is valid when there are so many denominations. Like, it's like, how can you guys justify your religion when there's thousands of other people doing? Look, I mean, there's thousands of other factions of religion that other people will follow. Like, how do you justify what you believe over what they believe?
That's what causes all this stupid controversy in the world.
What causes all the stupid controversy is the fact that people just don't want to believe that we have one life and and after we die, we die. We don't get anything special because we're not special. We're just fucking we're host for bacteria and consciousness. That's basically it. And we just happen to know that we're alive and we're lucky. But, like, most of us are morons who don't know the first idea of anything. They, like, if you had this conversation with some type of normal person, they would shun you away immediately and call you some stupid pothead for thinking these hippie theories, because everybody's so grounded in their beliefs that they think that their thought process is correct.
It's more fact.
Like, well, the thing is, I don't understand why people can't just see things for what they are. Like, exactly. Why are there...
Just see it for what it is.
Why are there, Why are there people who, like, bullshit? Why are there people who don't just say things straight up? Why is brutal honesty, like, not... Why wasn't that adopted instead of being, like, conniving and trying to take advantage of people, you know? Like, why didn't being good follow all these religions? how come all this bad has come because of them? Like, what is one really good thing that's happened for anybody because of religion? There's not anything you can say about religion that's changed the world. Science has changed the world. There's technology that's advanced all of our lives. And the thing is people just, they become complacent in this life that we live in. The security and the, like, I don't want to say this is what it is, but this is my theory. That because we live in these nice houses and we have all these nice things and we see all these things every day, we don't really appreciate that because we just see them every day. You become sick of them. Your brain has a natural like receptor or something. I've read it somewhere. I forgot what it's exactly called, but there's something in your brain that literally tells you, like, if you see the same shit over and over and over, you're supposed to get sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is people need to, like, find something that makes every day seem like a new day. Find a way to make every day seem like the first day you woke up. You know, like, try to not be a burn and hate your life, because you're gonna hate your life and then you're gonna die, and then what did you do? You just hated your whole life. Your existence was completely wasted. While you live in a nice house with nice things, and I know it's not all about things, but for some people it is. I mean, think about those kids in Africa. Don't you think it would be nice if they had, like, a house and a car? And don't you think they would think that maybe that would be sick for them?
You know?
Like, we don't...
Like, food every day.
Material things don't help us? Is that what it is?
Clothes.
It's not all about material things, man. You gotta remember, it's about love and family and friends and stuff. What do you do your whole life? You do all your whole life. All you do is you work to get shit. Just to get shit. To get a TV so that you can come home and have a good time.
Support bad habits.
Exactly. Like, that's the only reason you work, because of shit you want, not shit you need. You don't even. Most people don't even know what the fuck they need.
Nope.
They don't even realize what the fuck they need. Most people don't even realize that when you're eating, you're just eating dead animal carcasses that are cooked with specific herbs that are plants that get grounded up into basic powder, and you fucking put it on your food, and then it makes your food taste good. But in the end, it's just a dead animal.
Yep.
You're no better than any other animal eating something else, except for we consciously have a way of preparing our food.
For it to not taste like shit, yeah.
For it to not kill us also, because we've all evolved into this type of species where we need our food prepared for us, because our stomachs wouldn't be able to handle it. Which is another thing that has been kind of pissing me off, is the fact that people don't realize how many weak people are alive. Like, how many of the 7 billion do you think are not strong people? And most of those people are in America and in countries that are fortunate that have medicine, because ever since they were young, they were on medicine for something. And when they grow up, like, let's just hypothetically say that the pharmaceutical industry completely fails and falls, and something happens where you can't get medicine anymore. What would happen to the kid raised on medicine when he doesn't have any medicine to help him with his sicknesses? He will get really, really sick, and then what'll happen? He'll end up dying. Yeah, because he doesn't have medicine, which is natural selection in its best form. The fact that we manipulate our environment like that is the fascinating part about humanity. Is we don't live based on the laws of nature. We can configure the laws of nature to live the way we want, like farming in a backyard and whatnot, making irrigation. Like, we create our environment around us, and it's not something people really see, that it's really fascinating. Like, Jason Silva talked about it on one of the podcasts with Rogan, how you literally do live in a melting pot of people's imaginations, because all the things around us that have been built, all the things that have been made and created, have all been thought up first before they were made.
Yep.
Which is somebody's imagination. So what's to say that in the future,
some point, like many of our imaginations can't just be our own realities. What's to say like we won't be able to be plugged up to a machine at some point where we can just think all this crazy shit we think, and though it'll be just personified and real in front of us. Like that, add something.
I can imagine that happening. Dude.
I could too, and the thing is that will like cripple society, dude.
Oh, it will, yeah, but I mean,
That will, well, it'll cripple everything that we know as a system, because who's gonna want to get out of their imagination? Nobody's gonna want to do that. Once you're in there, you're gonna be wanting to stay because you can create anything.
It's like the new drug.
No, it's not gonna be the new drug. It's gonna be the new existence. Nobody's gonna exist for like the earth anymore. They won't have any tie downs. There's no like disfreedoms or anything like that.
It's gonna be filled with selfish assholes in their own imagination.
The earth is gonna be basically rid of us if that happens. We'll just be in pods and never coming out because we'll just be in our imagination at all times. We'll just be sitting there in pods, and then whenever if we can preserve our bodies infinitely, that would be weird. And then the fact that we wouldn't procreate would also be weird. So like society would end up stopping at some point because everybody's addicted to the imagination. But of course, because everybody's different, some people would not want to do that. Like there would be a generation of people who are like, no, dude, I'm not doing that. Like slowly as it was transitioning into the infinite imagination era of humanity that we're hypothetically talking about here, there would be people who would rebel against it because of takes away the freedom to reign, man. You're just in your own head. You're like captive, bro. Like, you know, like that would be so crazy. There would be so many crazy, but like a lot of people will think it's the devil's work. That you can sit there and go inside your own head and create that shit. That it's temptation from Satan. And then you'll have all those other crazy perspectives that are unnoticed and will never be heard. And then the rest of the people, they'll all be in their pods in their imagination, fucking living like fucking vegetables in a pod.
It's pretty trippy to think about.
It is pretty trippy.
Super pack of 400 wolves kills 30 horses in just 4 days in remote Russian village. Damn, dude, wolves are fucked up. Fuck wolves. Rogan talks about wolves like that too. That's where I found it. Rogan tweeted that shit. A super pack of wolves has been terrifying a town for leaving more than 30 horses dead in just 4 days. 400 bloodthirsty wolves have been spotted prowling around the edges of Verkhoyansk in Russia, attacking livestock at will.
At will.
24 teams of hunters have been put together to get rid of the wolves with a bounty of 210 for every wolf skin, 210 euros for every wolf skin brought to officials.
Is Greg Williams playing that?
To protect the town, we are creating 24 teams of armed hunters who will patrol the neighborhood on snowmobiles and set wolf traps. But we need more people. Once the daylight increases, the hunters will start shooting predators from helicopters. A pack of that's what Stephen Rosen said, some administration for the district of that area in Russia. Pack of wolves this size is unheard of, with the animals usually preferring to hunt in smaller groups of just 6 or 7. The massive group is believed to be made from hundreds of packs and has left animal experts baffled. Damn. Dr. Valerius Geist, a wildlife behavior expert, said the harsh Siberian winter, where temperatures plummet to minus 49 degrees Celsius, had killed off the animal's usual prey. He said, it is unusual for wolves to gather in such numbers of hunt large animals like horses. However, the population of their prey rabbits have decreased this year due to lack of food, so wolves have had to change their habits. Wolves are very careful to choose the most nutritious source, easiest obtained without danger, which in this case happens to be horses. They will start tackling dangerous prey when they run out of non-dangerous prey. Villagers have already managed to snare a number of animals, but the pack is so sizable that it's likely to take some time to deal with. For Verkhovsk, this area in this fucking city in Russia, I can't say that shit. It's some crazy ass word. Verkhovsk. With a population of just 1,300, is one of the coldest and remote places.
1,300?
Yeah, one of the coldest and remote places in the northern hemisphere, and lies within an area known as Stalin's death ring, after the former dictator sent political exiles there due to the extreme conditions.
What the fuck?
That's where Stalin used to just dump prisoners and just let them die.
That's where all
from
the
dying
attacks
of
happen?
starvation.
Oh.
No, yeah, that's where the area. That's where the city is located. That is a crazy story. 400 wolves. What would you do if you were sitting there? Like, what is it, Twilight or something? When they turn into wolves and they're just all running through a forest at you, and all you got is a bolt action rifle with 36 bullets next to you. Like, come on. You have to load them fucking 4 at a time. God damn. That is fucked up, dude. That is not done. The Hunger Games. Oh, okay. So, to talk about the Hunger Games for a minute, a lot of people might know by now, if you listen to the last podcast, the one I'm uploading as we speak right now during this podcast, you guys might know that I don't like the Hunger Games, and I thought it was a pile of shit. So, anyway, before I don't go into a huge rant about the Hunger Games, Mattel today...
Mattel?
Yeah, you know the company that makes toys.
Yeah.
They're saying that they're going to release a Katniss Everdeen Barbie.
The main character Jennifer Lawrence played. They're releasing her Barbie
From the Hunger Games. And there's a picture of it on my Johnny Vegas 420 daily. If you follow me on Twitter at JVegas420, you'll get it every day around noon. Basically, that's fucked up. I don't give a shit how good some movie did, even if it did like better than most movies I've ever done in the universe or whatever in its first day. You don't need to make a Barbie about a starving girl that's supposed to be killing other kids. Yeah, like, come on, you don't need to do that. Not that I'm trying to be conservative or anything and give a fuck at all. I just don't like the Hunger Games.
I still haven't watched it, so I can't make my own.
It's just shit, dude. It's just shit. There's no reason to
I
watch
haven't really
it.
seen any interest in watching it.
Most people who haven't read the books wouldn't have any interest to watching it, just because who wants to watch a fucking like 22 kids kill themselves in a battle to the death? And they're supposed to be hungry, and they don't even look hungry. It's a bunch of bullshit. I don't know, I don't really have much to talk about off the top of my head. Kobe Bryant's missing his second straight game. They're just benching him, or is he injured? I don't understand why they're... Maybe it's because it's like towards the end of the season they want to preserve him for the playoffs. It's possible.
That could be a possibility. When does the NBA playoffs start?
I want to say there's like 10... a little bit more than 10 games left. I don't exactly know though, dude.
Are the playoff spots pretty much set, or are there still games to be determined for that?
There's some spots that are gonna be pretty sick.
Like which teams are for sure though? You got the Bulls.
I can't even think of them off the top of my head. I'd have to like look them up. But it probably like the Heat, Chicago, yeah.
Oklahoma. Who else would be?
Oh. So today, I saw a tweet from Anonymous, the hacking group, and they're gonna attack Netflix tomorrow and try to shut them down.
What?
Yeah.
Supposedly they did some sketched out shit Anonymous didn't like. So they're gonna fucking dominate them.
And just shut them down for one day, or just
Yeah, well they did it to PayPal. Like at the beginning of when they got formed, they shut down PayPal, and then Now they're gonna fucking try to shut down Netflix. They were threatened to shut down Facebook at one point too.
Did you hear Facebook bought Instagram for $1 billion?
And it was 1% of their revenue?
Yeah.
Which is like them finding change in the couch in the girl's bathroom.
Yeah, pretty fucking much.
Yeah, I'm pissed though. Cause Instagram is like, it seems more Twitter based, but like now that Facebook has it, I feel like they're gonna cheese it all up. Cause I fucking hate Facebook, dude. The only reason I'm on Facebook, that I talk on Facebook, mostly is just to instigate somebody to debate me on there, and then just posting like TV shows other people I think might watch, and then, you know, I have a bunch of old friends on there, but not really like, it doesn't really fucking. I never really like want to go on Facebook. It's usually like, well, I'm gonna check it.
Yeah.
I have nothing else to do right now. I'm gonna check it. So stupid, dude.
Some people just get hooked on it, dude.
People just like the attention. That's what it is. I like getting my shit comment. I like when people talk about me. Like, that's all it is. That's all it is. Like, Twitter seems more information based, whereas Facebook is more gossip based. Just a bunch of shit. But I like how companies and TV shows and whatnot have embraced Facebook, where you can go and like their shit and whatnot, and on their pages they'll have like behind the scenes pictures or stuff like that. Like, I like that. But in terms of the normal user, I mostly use it just for advertising and
promotion, networking, for it's all about.
And just to catch up with people who are out of state or I don't have their number or anything. But they need, everybody just needs to switch over to Twitter, dude. It's just so much better. It's so much easier. You don't have to read, like, really long diatribes by people. It's only 140 characters. Like, all your favorite people are probably on it, like, talking about funny shit.
I love the Twitter.
And it notifies you of so much stuff. It's much easier to get your news on there. It's just great.
It's a great thing.
It's great. This podcast, podcast 13, episode 13, is rendering on Windows right now, the Windows video editing tool. And it'll be up on youtube.com/JohnnyVegas420 later tonight. And then the next app I'll probably upload, I want to say, in a couple days. I don't really know.
It depends on like fucking rendering, because they take forever and they slow down my computer like shit. They do shit on my computer, but it's whatever. And anybody who listens to this that follows my YouTube channel and is wondering, where the fuck are all the Madden videos at, bro? Why did you all of a sudden stop making videos a month ago? Well, I'm here to tell you that I'm trying to get a legitimate capture device so that you guys don't have to deal with my shitty phone. But if enough of you bitch and complain to me on my YouTube channel, I'll start making the videos again. I feel like I need to bring you better quality of content before I start to get into the 100 episode, 100 video range. When I exceeded around 60 videos, I'm at 63 or something, I started to realize that before I start to create a base of people who watch my content, I want to give them good enough content for them to come back to. So, yeah. But if you want, I can do the Titans-Rams franchise videos this week, or next week, or whenever you guys feel. Just get at me on Twitter or on my YouTube channel and burn me out, and I'll do them. I just got Red Faction Armageddon, and I might do a walkthrough on that and I want to do a comedic walkthrough through the Harry Potter Deathly Hallows 2, which is like a 2-hour game. So it might be kind of funny to just create my own script for it. I might want to do that.
Rant about Harry Potter.
No, I just want to make fun of the game. It's fun, but it would be funny to make fun of it just because it's Harry Potter. Yeah, and then I also planned on doing NHL and NBA videos, but not until I get my Roxio do I really want to do those. Because when I was recording the NHL game on my camera from my phone, it doesn't like the video quality doesn't come out the right way like on the Madden game. Like the Madden game actually comes out alright on the phone, but the NHL game has the white ice, so it's like reflects really badly off the camera, and it makes it all bright in one area and super dark in another area, and I couldn't get it to work the way I wanted, which is to burn. And then the basketball game, it's the same thing with the court. Like the court, some courts are too light brown, some courts are too dark brown, and you won't have to deal with that if you have a capture device, and I'm just too poor to get one. So just waiting till I earn some cash at the new job, and then I'll get the Roxio or something sooner if enough people complain that I am not putting up enough videos for them. I don't really care. The more people that tell me that they want me to make more videos, like the faster I make more videos. It's kind of motivation for a person who makes shit to want to make shit for people who want to see the shit made. Right, Pipeline?
Exactly. You couldn't have said it better, man.
Oh, my nose always gets super itchy when I like talk a lot. My nose hairs like vibrate in my nose. And it makes everything all itchy. What did I want to talk about? What else did I want to talk about? Oh, I had muscles for the first time on Friday when I went to the Dodger game.
Yeah, you had
Muscles at Joe's Crab Shack.
Oh, Joe's Crab Shack.
It's like on the other side of the convention center.
Uh-huh.
And I had like a bad stomach reaction to it, but they were bomb as fuck. They were so good.
Nice. Were they fried or anything?
They were steamed. They were in a steam pot with Kendall Jackson, some butter, pepper, and salt, whatnot, with some snow crab and some scallops. And the scallops were pretty bomb.
Scallops are fucking good, dude.
And then in another pot we had Dungeness crab. That was steamed with butter, and I also got the appetizer, like the best appetizer there is
They're crab nachos.
They're so fucking bomb, dude. They're so fucking bomb.
What comes on those?
I mean,
is it more than
lettuce, corn, like this sauce that they
put the crab in, like this sauce, and it's kind of warm. They put cheese, like white cheese. It's a white cheese.
It's like a white cheddar.
Yeah, some kind of they have like some kind of sauce that they like lobster sauce. They put it in,
Yeah.
and then you fucking guacamole on that shit too.
Oh,
It's
dude.
bomb. And then I had
Dude, it sounds like you guys have a fucking feast. Shit.
This drink. It's called the Shark Bite there.
And it's a blue drink. On my Twitter, I posted a picture of it. If you look,
It's a blue drink, big as fuck. It's got like lime Bacardi or something like that. It's got some other rum in there, and vodka, and then it has like some sweetener, and it comes with a little shark with a vial in its mouth, and the vial is filled with like fake blood, and you pour it into your drink, and it has this cool like color thing that happens to it, like it's like somebody who got bit in the water. It's fucking cool, dude.
Yeah,
It was good. It tasted like Otter Pops.
Otter Pops.
yeah, it was bomb.
Nice.
And then I had
3 Coronas after that one.
And then you guys went to the game?
Well, I had a Corona at Joe's, and then I had 2 at the game, which are 10.75 a Petco, 24 ounce can of.
Oh,
Corona.
for a tall boy?
24 ounce can of Corona, 10.75.
But they pour in a cup
No!
for you, huh? They don't?
No, they gave me the can. The burn is it's for 12 ounce. It was like in $9.
It was like $9.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. So it's so much better to just grab the $11
Yeah.
one.
I know Petco is one stand where they have like all the good stuff, like all the Stone IPAs and.
Yeah, it's called the
and-
Ballpark Bar. It's up on the where we were. It's probably like on every floor, but
Yeah, but it's only like one of them. The other ones will just have like Bud Light or.
well, I found like there was a Felipe's up where we were at, like a
Yeah,
wannabe Felipe's kiosk thing, and they
Yeah.
sold some sick stuff.
And then there was like a wine and beer place.
That they sold stuff. Then the Kettle Corn place sold some different stuff, and then
Kettle
there was the Ballpark Bar that I got my lemons from for my Corona.
But it was fun. We sat up in section
It was
308.
just you and your mom.
Me, my mom, my dad, my sister.
Oh, nice.
We sat up in section 308, which is if you're standing on the plate and you're looking at second base,
Right.
and you turn 90 degrees to your left, and you look at the stands from where the plate is, and then you turn another. I guess from right there you just look directly to your left, and you go up one section,
Like up on one pavilion area, like
one little
One little
tier.
nosebleed, Yeah.
and we were like
up against a wall, all sick, and it was like 49 degrees that night at the park.
And
Shit.
we were up against the wall, so there was no wind or anything. It was sick, dude.
Nice. And
We
what
had
was
some
the-
popcorn
What
there.
was the final score of that game?
We won 6-0 or something like that.
Dude, damn.
6-2 or something like that. I don't know.
We dominated that game. It was on
Dodgers
the
fucking suck.
it was on the day that you had your party Friday.
Yeah. It's all good, man.
Then
night
after
was
that, I
so
went
good.
home.
And I was like, oh, dude, I either drank too much or the shellfish didn't agree with me.
When I woke up the next day and
It's
like
probably the
puked.
combination of the two,
Well, usually when I drink and eat shellfish, I'm fine. But I didn't drink that much. Like I didn't drink as much as I thought. Maybe it was the mixture of the Bacardi rum and the Corona,
And beers.
But I think it was the muscles just because of like my puke, the way my puke tasted. It was just tasted like fish.
Tasted like muscles.
It didn't taste like beer. Like you know how when you puke and like you're puking of beer, your body's
Yeah.
Because when you puke, your body expels whatever it doesn't want.
Yep.
it's not like just expelling everything in
No,
your stomach.
lately when I've been puking, man, I've just been like dry heaving just all the alcohol. Like,
Yeah, all I do is puke fucking alcohol, and I think I have problems with my liver or kidneys or something. So I don't know. Just because it's like I'm super weak now when it comes to alcohol. Like the next day, like I get
I
really.
think it's just your tolerance level.
I don't think it's my tolerance level, dude, because I don't drink that much, and every time I drink, like the next day, I'll be in pain.
Yeah, I think that's
Like a
has
burn.
to do with the tolerance. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just part of like the weird hangover you get or something.
I've reached alcohol toxicity 3 times, and I know that feeling the next day, and it's not nowhere near that shit, but it's still a burn. I think drinking is just a burn. There has to be some other way than just poisoning your body to get fucked up, and like another way besides weed, like that can have minimal side effects. Like alcohol is fucking horrible for your body, especially if you drink it excessively.
Like excessively in one night, you can die. Like you will be on a hospital bed with your stomach getting pumped and whatnot. It's not down.
Yeah,
But it's totally worth it when you drink. Like when you're drinking, it seems like it, but the next day it never does.
But I've kind of figured out like what I need to do when I drink. Like now I have to drink after I have a big meal. Like I have to have a really big meal before I drink
Yeah,
at all.
to on a heavy night of drinking for sure.
Well, not even, dude. Like anytime I drink, like I have to eat a bunch, or else I just have crazy stomach problems the next day. Like the only time I can wake up normal and feel like, oh, I feel alright after I drink is if I have like
A
a
fuck ton of food, like just a
Yeah.
bunch of food before. Because it just seems like alcohol eats through all that so fast.
Yeah, man, it just soaks it up, man.
I never eat when I drink either. That's another burn that I pull. Like I usually, unless I start drinking,
and I'm eating at the same time because drinking like
Well, you never-
totally kills my
You
appetite.
never get the drunk munchies?
no,
Oh, dude.
No, I don't. Like, I never get hungry.
I get the drunk munchies more than I get munchies from just smoking, you know?
I don't ever get the beer munchies or anything like that. Like, every time I drink, food is very unappetizing to me. Like, food is almost disgusting in a way.
Food can never be disgusting.
Just not a foodie, man. I don't like eating. I like cooking. I don't like eating. Eating is too much of a chore. Especially when you realize what the fuck you're putting in your body and with most of the shit you eat. Like, fuck, dude, I'm doing this to myself? I'm a fucking moron. You don't even need to eat as much as they tell you to. You don't have to eat 3 meals a day, especially when everything's made of 90% corn. Not supposed to be ingesting all that. Corn doesn't digest. We don't digest corn. The only thing is they're animals. They're not supposed to eat corn. It's fucked up. You know that, like, I was telling Nick last week? I was watching Food Inc. or something, but I saw like one of the cows, and they have like a hole like right above their stomach in the cow, so that they could just reach their hand in there and grab out all the E. coli and nasty shit in their stomachs.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, the cows we eat. And it's just open all the time. There's just a fucking huge hole
In the cow?
on the cow. Yeah, it looks like a porthole to like a fucking submarine. Or like a window to an airplane. Like, it's just a circular...
That was in Food Inc.?
Yeah, I saw it in Food Inc. I've seen it in other things too, but Food Inc. was the one I remember. Because I remember the guy talking about the cow and whatnot, what he was doing and whatnot. It's just fucked up, dude. There's no reason to be inhumane with cows just because we can't feed every week. Fuck. I really feel like there should be community farms. Like, there should be farms so that every community raises their own food and everybody's in charge of their own shit.
Yeah, that should be totally the way.
Like, why do we have to have mass companies making our shit? Are we that lazy? I mean, how much stuff do we outsource to other countries? How many companies, like, have Chinese people working for them? Or, like, what happened to good old America?
Yeah,
It's good old America made in China.
Yep.
Like, not...
Made in third world countries.
Or made in Mexico. Made in Taiwan. Like,
you boys like Mexico?
I don't want to buy a laptop and look at the bottom and say, oh, I'm so happy this was made in another country. I'm stimulating another person. Like, not that I care about stimulating the world or anything, but if you really want to have a stable sort of world, you gotta kind of have people stand up for their own shit. That's the main problem we have with this world we have now. There's 7 billion people and like 3 billion are working, you know. That's kind of exaggerative, but that's basically what I'm trying to say. Like, there's a lot of people not pulling their weight and everybody else has to work twice as hard. And then there's a lot of jobs out there where, on top of the people who just aren't working, there's a lot of jobs out there that are just stupid. They're just like survey jobs for the government where you stand behind a phone and you call people, How many pounds of groceries do you get per week? Oh, fuck you. How many groceries do you get per month? Fuck you, twice. How many groceries? You're like, dude, I don't need to take these fucking surveys so that you guys can put in your political campaigns how much you know about shit that some dumbass fucks say on the phone to you when you're taking these damn surveys. We just run shit like... We run shit in a way where it would work for a smaller society than we have now. Like, we haven't adapted our ruling and our everyday lives to the advancements in technology and all the other advancements in society besides just technology. But everything's like still ran old school. Like, we still...
No.
The Declaration of Independence. Well, even that we barely fucking follow. If you read that shit, it sounds a lot more logical than what the fuck's going on in the government now. With all those corrupt assholes trying to keep money. Like, Thomas Jefferson would pull out his dick and just slap every one of those fucking Senate people in the face with it.
Dude, did you watch the Daily Show the other night?
I watch every Daily Show every day.
Alright,
Which one was it?
See the one about the government agency that had the week in Vegas and spent
Like,
$859 billion, and
No,
you didn't
eight,
buy...
$850,000.
Yeah, $859,000. Isn't that what it said? Or did I say million?
You said billion.
Oh, I said billion. $1 million. And they didn't even spend... Not even a dime went to hookers and blow? That's what he said.
Yeah. No, they spent it on like...
They spent it on stupid shit.
Pinatas or something?
Yeah, it was a bunch of stupid shit that they didn't need.
And they were in Vegas, and they wasted $800,000.
You know how many poker players, like, killed themselves that day?
Like,
Seriously.
like 850... you could have gave me that $859,000. I would have made it into $859 million, and then you could have had your $859,000.
You know what that money was, right? Like, that was our money. Like,
Yeah.
Duh.
It's
It's the same money that they're spending millions and millions of dollars on to fund a war that has no cause.
I forget the name of this agency, but their whole fucking.
It's like
purpose,
UNICEF? No, it's not UNICEF.
No, it's not
It was
UNICEF.
another company. I remember which one you're talking about though.
But their whole.
You can watch all the
purpose
daily shows on Hulu.com.
Is to make sure like all our money goes to something good, like like building fucking schools or whatnot, like good things, and they fucking just take it to Vegas and.
Dude, our government is just
blast.
Our government is just stupid. That's just it. There's too many old senile people that don't realize they're old and senile. And there's a bunch of people who have theories from thousands of years ago that they base all their shit on. And then there's people like us who are coming up in the world and realizing through technology and whatnot how stupid the society we run is. I mean, it's not. And it's the best one in the world, too. It's like the best one in the world. But it's still, like, not... It's not up to par to what we should have.
It ain't perfect.
Like, if you want to be Team America World Police, you have to have a lot better rules and leadership than we do to be going around trying to regulate other countries and tell them what to do. It's kind of like... I mean, I'm not religious, but in the Bible, they say, he without sin cast the first stone kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah... You can go around trying to tell everybody that they're living their lives wrong once your life is not... Like, once you guys are living your lives right,
Like, what is the right way to live life,
Open-minded and not be a dick. It's like that easy. You don't have to fucking... There's no meaning. That's the thing. People, like... Yeah, you have to do this and follow this and do this. No, dude. Just be optimistic and don't be a dick. And the world will be fine. Like, you don't have to be you don't have to care so much about stupid bullshit. But you get so caught up in your own head and your own emotions that it's hard for people to be objective like that. And a lot of people just can't be objective like that. A lot of people just can't see themselves in some type of negative light because that would doom their fucking existence. They're just dumb. Ignorance is not bliss. No, it's something we shouldn't tolerate anymore because of what we have now. Like, technology gives us infinite information, though it may be wrong, some of it, and some of it may be a little bit exaggerated. It's still you shouldn't not have an opinion about something. You should have an opinion about everything, or at least try to have an opinion about everything. Form your own. And then that's how we can move forward, because what will happen is people will become logical.
Well, it also depends on the person if they want to get educated and have an opinion.
And what do we need the people who don't want to advance humanity for? Like, we become this society where it's okay to be selfish. It's not okay to be selfish. You're not the only one in the world. You're not the only one affecting your life. Everything you do every day affects 100,000 other fucking people. You getting into your car, and you're behind a specific person in the car, and they're behind you, and there's another person. Like, it's the butterfly effect. Like, every one little thing you do can lead to some other event. Like, you can't just think of your life as your life just because you have the freedom to make your choices. It's not. That's too animalistic of us to be thinking. That's like what Hitler would think. No, I'm just gonna do everything my way. Everybody's just gonna do everything my way, because you guys are fucking wrong. Come on, dude. You can accept other people's opinions, but they have to accept when they're being a moron. You can't just... it's a double-edged sword, my friend. You can't just say, oh, well, it's your opinion, and and if I can factually prove that you're being a moron, then you need to accept the fact that your opinion is fucking stupid.
If not, then opinions are obsolete and everybody can think whatever the fuck they want, say whatever the fuck they want, and everybody's just an idiot. Like, there's not... you have to have some type of regulation to be able to advance society. We can't just expect the 1% of smart people, or the 20% of smart people, whatever the fuck it is, to run the world for us. Because what happens when all those people die? Where's all the pertinent information we need to build the goddamn TV? Joe Rogan says, he says, I can leave you on a fucking island, and with just nothing, and in a million fucking years, if you're living a million fucking years, you would never figure out how to fucking build a fucking TV, or a computer, or even a phone. You would never figure it out. With just fucking an island, and we somehow did that. Through time and through the percentage of society that's smart and running the world for us. And we're all just sitting back in the back seat of the car playing the license plate game.
Pretty much.
It's a burn. People need to step up and do their part, or we're just going to see a bunch of bombs drop at some point because somebody's going to get tired of all this shit. I mean, that's what's going to happen. If we don't have like some type of compromise between everybody, then people are just going to be tired of it. I mean, that's what the whole anonymous movement is, all that 99% shit. Like, it's about people who deserve an opportunity having an opportunity, and everybody being treated equal until there's somebody who deserves not to be treated as an equal. The benefit of the doubt, I mean, it's something that's kind of gone out the window lately. Everybody automatically is, I guess, convicting people, like, of crimes and shit. Like, I remember a few times, like, you remember in high school where those guys, would you go with me to when we go to Ralph's, and I had my big old like
big old
jacket, my Nike jacket, and they would always follow us around like I was gonna steal something just because I was a bean and just because we were minorities, like there was no other reason. They would just follow us around just because they thought we were gonna steal something because we were teenagers and minorities.
They tried to be sneaky about it too, but like.
Yeah, and they were just literally following us in every aisle. And we would stop in between aisles and fuck them up and, like, go back an aisle and shit. You know, like, come on, dude. Do you really, like, we're just a bunch of kids. What are we going to do? Steal a bottle of booze that costs $9.99? Yeah. Like, do you really need to pursue us like you're some type of detective? You're a fucking rent-a-cop that made $6.50 an hour at the time.
That's their fucking highlight of the day, dude. Seriously, that's what their life comes to.
They love their lives suck so much that fucking it's the only thing they can do. It's probably not even enjoyment for them. It's fucking just something that they do at work to be fucking dicks so that they can have a little bit better time at work. Not like everybody does that. Everybody has their little thing at work to make work a little bit better that they do. Some people, while they're washing dishes, they listen to their fucking iPod so that they don't have to fucking hear all the dishes clanging and all the people talking and all that stupid shit. Like, everybody has their little thing they do. Like, when you're working out, while you're working out, because it's so unenjoyable, like 90% of people at the gym have headphones on,
plugging their music,
zoning out into music, because they don't want to feel the pain of working out their bodies. Like, everybody has their own little thing to take them out of the universe for a bit. It's a fucking trip, dude. The world's a trip. And we live in like a really sick part of time right now.
No, I feel like we're growing up in the pinnacle of our existence right now.
But you have to think, everybody else who's been before us has thought the exact same thing.
Very true.
Because at every point in time when anybody was alive, it was the best point in time that they could be alive. Because there was nothing else that they knew besides what they could judge about before time. That's why in, like, we'll just say 200 years, you look back on this, and everybody will think it's heinous bullshit. And society then, hopefully, if there still is society,
hopefully,
there will be much better, hopefully. The thing we don't want is for people in front of us to look back and say, wow, I want to be back during that because that seems so much better. That's not what you want to hear in terms of
how much a society is prospering. You don't want to be like the people in North Korea who are wishing to live over here. You know, they're under communist control and whatnot, or China. You know, that's how they feel. And we're lucky just to be in America, like, and have the most optimal opportunity to bring out the highest of our potential, the highest percentage of our potential. Whereas in other countries, you get forced or you settle to do something else because either you don't have the funds to improve your lifestyle or pursue your whatever your potential is telling you can do, or you're just not allowed to do whatever you think you should be doing based on whatever your family or the government or money. It's a burn.
Yeah,
We're lucky that we can sit here without any regulation of anything and say whatever the fuck we want to all these people that are listening, and then not suffer any type of consequences for saying anything negative about anybody. Like in the last probably a half hour, anybody's listened to this, we've definitely broken some laws in other countries of things we would say if we were in that country saying these things.
Probably be dead.
Like, we're just lucky, and though, yeah, we're lucky and we have all the nice things, but it's still, I don't believe, not that it's a selfish or ungratifying thing to say, but I still believe we can improve, and I still believe it's not good enough yet. I still think we can be a lot better.
It's just, you know, what's going on in Congress and everything. You know, we just need people waking up and understanding. You know, like,
you need more enlightened children to be in charge. Like all the people that are all these technology babies that are growing up with just infinite amounts of information in front of them. Those kids are gonna be so smart growing up. Like there's a stat, I think it's like every 500 or the last 500 years we learn like 90% of what we know now, or 250 years or something like that. Like in the last 5 years, I've learned 90% of what I know now because of technology. Like fuck,
yeah, dude.
Like I didn't know shit
dude,
before
I
had like Twitter or like fucking computer to learn things on. I never learned anything in school. Everything I learned was because I had the desire to look it up and learn it through the internet, which is so much easier than going to the fucking library and going through the goddamn Dewey Decimal System.
I can learn anything through my phone, and that's like it might be sad to say, but you know what? It gets
you can also learn a lot of disinformation too. Like one thing Nick likes to do. Well, he used to like to do. He doesn't really do that anymore, but he used to like to read through conspiracy theories and whatnot, and it would freak him out because a lot of them would be hella like validated. They'd be pretty true. And he'd be freaking out like about those specific aspects about it, and then you don't really realize when you get sucked into those things that you're not reading something that's entirely true. Like some of it could be, some of it isn't. You know, like you can't really. You got to take it for what it is. A perspective written by somebody who also has a personal agenda, a life behind, and a bunch of experiences behind whatever there is they're writing. It's like it's not like a textbook where it's written in a biased format, which those weren't even written that biased. Or something like instructions or, you know, copyright rules that you read. It's like literally somebody writes that they put their actual thought process behind and whatnot so that they can write a perspective of whatever article you're reading. And it's kind of hard to realize, well, which is opinion and what's not, and how much of this is fact and how much of this is this guy fucking just saying, you know, whatever it is he wants to hear people believe. You know, it's a burn. You can't really trust journalism that much. I mean, we talked about it in one of the other podcasts recently, how the whole Trayvon Martin thing was a burn, and then I was talking about the gay kid, the kid that killed himself because he was gay.
No,
and
I didn't hear that story.
It's on one of the other podcasts. I mean, they were talking about. I don't really want to repeat it on air, but basically, some kid, the news blew out of proportion, a story that was about a guy and his roommate. And his roommate was gay, and basically,
the news said that he was hosting webcam parties to watch this gay guy fuck.
What
And
the
that
hell?
the parents found out that he was gay and whatnot, and then he killed himself. But his parents knew he was gay, and there was never any webcam parties held. And
Oh,
whatnot,
and,
so,
and now the roommate was in custody or something?
well, the guy, the roommate's in jail or something like that. We talked about it.
He was a marksman. It's just a burn, yeah. I mean,
Well, I don't have much else to talk about. We're about an hour into this bitch. Oh, I saw Wrath of the Titans
What did you think of it, bro?
last week. The week before, I think. No, it was last week. It was pretty shitty. After the whole... After I watched the movie, I thought it was pretty good, and then I thought about it for a while, and it was pretty shitty. The story was really vague. The plot was really crappy, but what I really liked, besides the actors, was the CGI. CGI was the best I've ever seen in any movie. Probably besides Avatar. But it was sick, dude. Like, there's some sick fucking fighting parts.
Some 6 scenes.
But the acting's good. The story sucks, and the script is shit. But like the guys put their effort into it. I like Sam Worthington. You know, Ralph Fiennes, whatever the fuck you guys want to say. He played Voldemort in the Harry Potter movies, and who else came out in it? Liam Neeson, he's Beast, and there's one other really fucking famous guy in that movie. I just can't remember his name exactly. But, you know, it was better than The Hunger Games, in my opinion. Not the story, but the whole overall experience of the movie was a little... The experience was sick.
So, I mean, like, it had some good graphics, right? Some good...
It had a really sick boss fight at the end, and it had a bunch of crazy scenes where people were dying, and a lot of really crazy shit going on with the gods and whatnot, and cool powers, and, like, cool colors, and it was just sick. It was sick. I enjoyed it. I had fun. I was super stoned, obviously, watching it. But the CGI just blew me out of the water. And I'm not normally a guy who is an action-based fan. Like, I don't really like things that don't have a story. And that shit didn't have a story, and I liked it. I liked it. And The Hunger Games had a really good story, and I didn't like it. Because it was rated PG-13, and everybody wasn't hungry, and... Yeah, a lot of people died, but what kind of deaths were those with a bunch of shaky camera bullshit? Can't make a movie about kids killing each other PG-13. I talked about it before. Fuck that. New season of Game of Thrones is back. I'm pretty stoked about that. I've watched the first 2 episodes. I got the second episode early last week. So I've already seen the first 2. Last episode aired last night. I believe that this is the episode where the baby gets its throat slit, and the guy carries it by one of the other guys in the story. He just carries it out by the leg. It's all fucked up. It's
like Michael Jackson.
Like he just carries him out by his leg, like dead. The baby's all dead, dangling and shit, blood dripping. It's all fucked up. But the episode was really good. I like the way where the story's going. I really like how the Lannisters are handling the whole situation with the midget brother getting stolen, and how he came back, and there's the ancestral relationship between the guy with the blonde hair died, but his mom and the son, the mom's brother, she the son is in power after they betrayed the king who just recently died. He said that the interim king was going to be the main character of the show, but they killed the main character, and the blonde kid, this fucking annoying blonde kid, is now like the leader of the realm, and he's going around having people killed and shit. It's all fucked up. He had a guy like almost drowned in liquor.
It's because he wanted a cup of wine before he fought in a battle to his death. It's just so fucked up. And one of the daughters of the guy who got betrayed, that got killed, is supposed to be marrying this fucking little prick. But they're plotting to kill. Yeah, they're plotting to kill him. I believe somebody's gonna plot to take the throne. So that's why it's called Game of Thrones, Party Paul. It's a game about how you're gonna gain the throne. And there's like a bunch of other people. The only thing I don't like,
bunch of corruption, pretty much.
The only thing I don't like about these shows that take place in like those times is for some reason, these old shows feel entitled to put a lot of gay scenes, where like guys are sucking dick, or
because that's we're talking back into like the ancient Greek gods and like,
well no Game of Thrones is medieval times,
medieval times,
like those royal times, and
it was it wasn't really talked about, but like it was kind of like common back then to be really like that kind of
it was
shit,
common, but it wasn't spoken of. I mean, they show a lot of it, and they show like I watched Spartacus, and now they like every other episode has like a bunch of dicks. And it's like kind of.
Do you know where fraternities came from?
No, I haven't really ever thought about it because I hate frats.
Right.
And so I don't really give a shit. Like I've never really given it a second thought. It's like the same way like you see a bunch of sports teams and you don't really care where their origin was. They might have not even been like the San Diego Padres first.
Right.
They could have been like the fucking the Vancouver like fucking somethings, like some other shit. Mm-hmm. And now they're the Padres, but you don't really give a fuck about that unless you really care about like that aspect of the game, which means that you're just a little bit too in. You don't really need to know all that shit, you know. Everything's good in moderation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why? Do you know?
Yeah, I was about to say back in the 1400s, in Greece, fraternities were meant for all the dudes to meet up and pretty much fuck each other.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. I have heard that.
That's what fraternities.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
So that's why I laugh at people who say that they're in frats.
Yeah, and they'll all brag about it. Yeah. No, but then again, a lot of people have pride in a bunch of stupid shit nowadays. You have pride in being a ghetto dumb fuck. And you could wave that pride around very proudly. Mm-hmm. And sincerely not believe you're a huge moron. Like, I don't get that. I don't get why, like, people feel the need to be completely retarded, and why that's okay.
Why that's okay.
For some reason, everybody just feels like it's fine. Like, oh, we just let people be people, man. Why? Like, why can't we? I'll let the good people be people, but people who are voluntarily being fucking idiots, doing completely stupid shit, why do they need to be around? What are they doing contributing to this shit? Mm-hmm. They're just being dumb. Like at least the jackass guys found a way to contribute to society.
Yeah.
They have entertainment. At least the Kardashians.
Congratulations, you won.
Oh, thanks, computer, for being a huge burn and like burning out the whole podcast there. Oh, when we get like a new system that we record the podcast on and whatnot, I'm gonna do a lot of soundbite things, so it'll be hella funny. Awesome. Yeah, they do it on the Corolla show, but I want to do some sick movie ones, like a bunch of sick movie ones. Like they have a lot of repetitive ones that are like the same, but I want to find some really unique ones. Like I already have a couple in my head that I know, like some from TV shows, like How Sane. Oh really? You're stupid. Like shit like that. Like fucking super condescending shit to make fun of whatever we're saying.
Yeah.
To add comedic effect to the show. I think that would be funny. Where we just like make fun of ourselves through other people's sound bites. And of course, Cartman will be a sound bite.
Of course.
Kenny. We'll have a Kenny sound bite because it's completely non-effective. And then we'll have to find like 6 sound bites where people are saying our names. Where like
in like different scenes.
In different scenes and shit, yeah, like
so that we can use those
too to tell us to like
Shut the fuck up. With her name at the end, that'd be fucking funny. Well, anyway, thank you for joining us on episode 15 of the Insomniacs podcast. We raped a few topics tonight. Hit up Minnie at MinnieGuy619 on Twitter.
Hit me up, people.
Follow me on Twitter at JVegas420. Remember, the podcast aren't on iTunes anymore, which obviously if you're listening to this, you know. YouTube.com/JohnnyVegas420. And that's about it. We'll catch you guys in the next episode, hopefully soon. I'm liking that we're coming out in like 3 episodes every other week now. So, we'll catch you guys in the next one, and
Yes, we will.
just don't be a burn, everybody. That's like the main key to life. Don't be a burn. Take it easy.
To bring your towel.
Don't forget